Hello. Oh my God, I love this filter. But I think I'm going to have to change because I think it's going to ruin the sync of my voice is going to be out of my lips. But isn't this amazing? Oh, I'd love to look like this. But unfortunately, what a beautiful filter. Holy cow. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Welcome to this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, you probably think I'm crazy, but I'm doing this on Facebook Live in my free community for women over 40 called Women Creating Healthy Lives. Come and join us there if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're watching this in my Facebook group, hello. So nice to have you here. Let me know if this is like quite new to you. Are you new to me? Happy to have you here watching. This filter is awesome, but I don't know if I can keep it because I think my voice is going to be a little out of sync. Hello, Holly. Nice to have you here. Let me know if my voice, very new, good, welcome. Let me know if my voice and lips are out of sync because I don't want that. So let me know if that's what's happening. It's a filter on Facebook and it's so beautiful. I hate to change it. Oh. We're talking about the physical, and I'm just looking at in my Facebook group, because I asked a question. So I'm just I'm looking at what people are talking about, have said. Well, I'll tell you a lot of what you say. Yes, they are out of sync. Probably. These filters slow things down. They kind of change things, but man, they look good. They look so good. Okay, let me see what else I can find. This one's pretty good, I think. I think this one works well. I'm going to try sticking with this one. So I'm just reading some of the things. I asked a question in this Facebook group, Women Creating Healthy Lives. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, guys. That said, what confuses you about eating for weight loss in midlife? It's not really the topic, but I'm just reading. Wow, Shelley French has followed some of my advice that I've been talking about. She's lost 20 pounds in 7 weeks, ladies. 20 pounds in 7 weeks. So if you are not following the things I say, or if you have not joined my program, you got to get in my programs. Kimberly's here and she's already lost. How much weight have you lost, Kimberly? And it is not about the weight loss always. It's about health. And when you join my programs, you realize right away, it's about health. Even though I market weight loss and stuff, because that's what women in midlife tend to be looking for, and that's what I was looking for in midlife. But oh my God, you realize right away, it's about health. You can lose weight the unhealthy way, but that isn't good. Because when you're in this phase of life, it is really the turning point to your life. If you don't begin to be healthy in midlife, what's your other years going to be like, right? Just changing my diet and working out 3 to 4 times a week. I no longer have hot flashes. I don't even think I'm anymore. I get periods regularly, but I don't have any hot flashes anymore. I sleep amazing at night. So yes, that is the key. As we get older, we definitely whole foods and eating clean and healthy is the key to losing weight through menopause, perimenopause, and as we get older. Thank you, Shelley French, for posting that in my group. So let's talk about the physical and emotional symptoms during this phase of life, right? It is so much that people go, what I think is a big problem in this phase of life is we tend to notice 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Excellent. Okay, thanks for posting that, Kimberly. Yes. We tend to notice the weight gain. So even though you may be experiencing feeling tired, feeling burnt out, digestive problems, memory problems, not being able to focus, things like that. Sometimes you think you don't understand that those are related to this midlife phase, to perimenopause, right? Or to beyond. If you haven't, when your hormones are really changing a lot, that affects all aspects. It affects your emotions, your moods, because chemicals, right, affects our moods. They affect our moods. Hormones affect our moods. So So during this midlife phase, it affects not only how our brain works, our focus, our concentration, our moods. So ups and downs and emotions like crazy, not able to handle stress like we once were able to. Our lives, the way we were able to handle them before, right, was like now we're like, oh my God, why can't I handle these things? Why am I overstressed? Why am I so overwhelmed? Why is my body feeling like this? It's like a lot of things begin to happen to you at once, and it leaves you feeling like, holy crap. So I remember going through this midlife phase. I started at 43, and it was like not all symptoms come at once. They kind of gradually come. But what it began to feel like for me was like, I am falling apart. Like I'm getting worse and worse and worse with my health and wellness and my energy. And then also my emotions. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I can't concentrate. I can't focus. I have no memory anymore. I thought, oh my God, something serious is wrong. And there's all these things kind of all at once, and you begin to feel worse and worse about yourself. And then you're kind of afraid to tell anybody because you think, well, I don't know, no one else is talking about this. Does anybody else experience these things? Which they usually do. It's just that women are too afraid to talk about it because they think, oh, I don't want to say I'm so exhausted and I feel like I'm going crazy. So you go to your doctor, and what do doctors recommend? Antidepressants and sleeping pills. That's all they know. They don't understand hormonal changes. A regular doctor does not understand hormonal changes because they are not taught that. They are also not taught nutrition. They have no idea about what goes on in a woman's body during this midlife phase. It's okay though. They're just not taught that. That's not their specialty. They're not supposed to know that, right? So we really, as women, need to understand that our regular MD doctor does not learn these things. Now, they, yes, should tell us, sorry, I don't learn that, but they don't. Pride, whatever, not a fan of doctors. But, yeah, they fail to say that it's that they don't understand this or they don't learn this, so they choose to prescribe what they know, which are synthetic hormones, antidepressants, and sleeping pills. Thinking that's just going to solve all your problems. As long as this person leaves my office believing that I gave them something that can help them, that's good enough for me, right? Well, that's not good enough for us, right? We don't want something that's going to be a Band-Aid and just cover up the issue for a night or two and leave us feeling, because synthetic hormones can leave you feeling fat, bloated, you will gain weight, you will gain water retention. You will feel bloated. Sure, you won't have any hot flashes anymore, but the other symptoms are brutal. And also, you're more susceptible to cancers taking synthetic hormones, right? So I have a big problem with that. So please don't expect your regular doctor to understand what's going on with you because they're not taught. So let's talk about the physical and emotional. So the physical, most of you guys know, right? There's not only the physical symptoms, there is the emotional symptoms. And some people think, oh my God, well, that is just when you're in perimenopause or beginning. But I'm postmenopause, like I'm 57, 58, 60, 61. How come I'm still gaining weight? How come I'm still going through certain things, right? Like sometimes we expect when we get to an older age that we should be perfectly fine, that our body should just come naturally into balance. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. How is it going to naturally come into balance when you haven't done the things to bring it into better balance, right? So this is really crucial to understand, is that but that means you have the power. That means you are so powerful. You get to find out what helps your body, what helps you to come into better balance, and you are fully responsible for doing that, right? And you can feel so much better. It's just that believing or thinking, I'll just get over this and then I'll be okay. I just got to suck it up. I just got to work through this. I just got to suffer in silence. That never helps. You can try to figure it out on yourself. Now, when 43, so I'm 57. When I was working through that phase and not knowing what was going on And there was nothing about this. There were so few books. YouTube was brand new. Facebook didn't exist. There was very, very, very few books about this phase of life. And there was maybe 5, and I'm not even kidding, in chapters. There was probably not even 5 books on midlife health. Like Christine Northrup, Suzanne Summers had just come out with a book about bioidentical hormones. So there was so few. And so it took me going full in, you guys, full in, like my full-time job, to find out what was going on in my body. Now, most women don't have that opportunity to spend that many hours. I was a personal trainer. I was a yoga instructor. And I was like, oh my God, something's going on with me. I want to help my clients. I want to help women with this because this is nuts. I don't want women to suffer like this. And also there's no information out there. So this needs to be talked about. And so I was learning for myself to help my body, right? I wanted to lose the weight I was gaining. And when I was 43, I was eating, and before that, I was eating mainly carbohydrates, like starches. I was like, I didn't eat a lot of meat. I wasn't vegan. I ate fish and eggs, and I was eating tons and tons of rice, lentils, beans, because that's what I thought was right. That's what I thought was healthy. And because I didn't eat meat, that's kind of what I filled up on. I was a carboholic, I call it. But not realizing that those were the exact foods that were causing the weight gain in that phase of life, right? So I didn't know at that time. I was like, and I was having supreme digestive problems, extreme digestive problems. I was feeling horrible every single day and a lot of exhaustion. And so I really took it upon myself to spend basically my whole life, my full time trying to research this and find out what was going on. And most women don't. So this is why there was so much confusion. Because it's like you don't have that time to research and to search for these things. But really know that your emotional issues are a huge part of it. You're going to experience the stress, the overwhelm, the ups and downs of emotions. You feel like you're going crazy. You feel like you can't handle life. You feel like you just want to be alone and you just want to hide away. Everybody irritates you. It's like PMS on steroids, right? It can be like PMS on steroids. And then when the weight gain comes, it's like, are you kidding? Like my belly's getting bigger and bigger. My clothes are not fitting. I'm uncomfortable. I'm bloated. I'm feeling terrible. Oh my God. And then you have the emotional feeling terrible. Then you have the physical feeling terrible. So it all adds up to a pretty tough time. But what I want you to know is that this is a time of life when you get to make changes. You are changing into a different phase of life. And I think, and I know that we don't want to face that. It's like, because when we're living a certain way and we're just getting by and it's comfortable for us, the thought of making big changes is like, I just don't want to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Because you also don't know what changes to make, right? So then you try various things, tons of things from different people. They're all contradicting. They don't seem to help. You're trying a million things. You're not sticking with anything long enough because you're completely confused. Nothing really is working. You're feeling worse than ever. And it takes too much energy. It takes too much time. It's like, I just want to give up. And because I was there, right? I know what that's like. But what I want you to know is that it doesn't have to be that way. Is that we overcomplicate things. And when you continually look outside and grab for information that's out there, then you're always trying something out there. You're always not trusting yourself. And so when I help with women, we learn to trust your body, yourself, learn what your body, what is good for your body, right? What feels good for your body. And then knowing what certain foods don't agree with you. So I had posted a question about what confuses you about eating for weight loss in midlife. And I just wanted to hear, Kimberly put food combinations. I'm not sure what that means. The only food combination I can say don't do is meat with starch. So you don't do meat or fish with potatoes, rice, pasta. You just don't do that. That's bad for your digestion. It's not going to help things. That's the only food really big combining that I suggest, right? So people overcomplicate eating. There's so much confusing information, and we overcomplicate eating. I would have to say that most of you pretty much all know what foods are healthy for you, right? But what I think we hear is like protein. Have a protein shake in the morning. Have a protein shake in the morning. Have a protein shake in the morning. And there we go. How many proteins, fats in one meal? That's not a question you can ask because each person is different. You don't have to know how many proteins. You don't have to know how much fat in one meal. It's like very few people are lacking protein. The only people that are lacking protein usually are in third world countries that do not have food available to them. North Americans are not lacking protein unless you're like homeless or something. Seriously, really though, right? We are not lacking protein. Broccoli has protein, asparagus has protein, cabbage has protein, peas have protein, pumpkin seeds have protein, almonds have protein, lentils have protein, celery has protein. All foods have protein except, of course, sugar, right? We don't want to say sugar. Sugar, certain things like that, right? But it's really amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks to protein. And a complete protein is like 12 amino acids. 9 or 12, I forget already. But our body takes in the foods. Our body's really wise. Our body takes in the foods we eat, the healthy foods, and it puts it together in the perfect form. It's like, thank you for feeding me the nutrition I need. Vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, amino acids, right? Vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and amino acids. Our body, what we eat in a day, and it goes, thank you, you fed my cells. You don't have to worry about what you eat in a meal. You don't have to worry like, am I getting enough? No, you don't have to worry about that. Your body, because if you think about our ancestors, right? They would have never known what they were eating. Like there was no calorie counting, there was no macro counting, there was none of that, right? You eat. Now, how you can tell, I would say again, very, very few people are low in protein. How you can tell is brittle nails, hair that breaks off, but that could be minerals again. That breaks off, and muscle mass. You just can't, but then it's so hard in midlife because we lose muscle mass so fast. So if you are eating high quality vegetables, you're probably getting protein. If you're eating quinoa, it's very high in protein. Quinoa is, some call quinoa a complete protein. Some places you'll see it is not considered a complete protein. Right, so 100 calories of broccoli and 100 calories of steak, broccoli has more protein. So per calorie, so nutrient dense, right? Vegetables and greens like spinach, kale and all those are actually proteins and essential fatty acids. They're not carbohydrates, which a lot of people don't realize. So when you eat a diet very, very rich in a lot of vegetables and a lot of greens, and maybe you're adding some super powders like chlorella and spirulina and wheatgrass and all that, you're getting a high amount of protein. Chia seeds are complete proteins. Hemp seeds are complete protein. And they're actually protein that is very bioavailable to our body, because plant protein is the best, plant amino acids and proteins is the best for our body to digest and to assimilate and metabolize. Meat proteins are harder for our body to break down, but they can, and some people are a lot better with meat proteins than others. I myself do not break down meat proteins very well. My body doesn't like them. I get severely constipated. It's just meat does not agree with me, but meat agrees with some people really well. So again, it's like, what feels good to me when I eat a meal of salads, vegetables, and let's say a meat, how do I feel after? If I was to eat a meal of pasta and pasta sauce, how do I feel after? Right? So it's really, that's so good. Kimberly craves fruit and vegetables now. Yes. Our body, that is actually what our body is really needs is minerals. And women during this midlife phase need minerals because minerals are the foods for the glands that produce the hormones. If we are lacking minerals, we will not come into better balance. Our body or our glands will not produce hormones properly because minerals are and essential fatty acids. So minerals and good fats are what our glands need to produce to produce our hormones. So it's not, protein is good for us to have, but amino acids are proteins, right? So we need amino acids, which are in pretty much all foods, and especially vegetables and greens and chia and hemp and nuts and seeds, as well as high fiber. So what a lot of people consume in the big outdoor world out there is way too many conventional meats, which are stuffed full of antibiotics and hormones and fake stuff and really bad for us. And those animals are fed GMO foods like GMO soy, GMO wheat, which is so bad for them and for us, right? So eating the conventional meats is actually damaging our body, causing inflammation within our body. And actually we're taking in the antibiotics and hormones, growth hormones, that are causing people to get fatter and fatter and fatter. So conventional meats that you buy at a grocery store and that they sell at A&W, McDonald's, all fast food places, and most restaurants are the ones that are pumped full of these hormones and antibiotics, and they get into our body and they completely disrupt our body and cause people to get fat. And I truly believe that's a huge part of why we see so many obese younger people, right? It's that kind of food. And the misunderstanding that we need tons of protein. So when you're in this midlife phase, you actually need, almost like when you're pregnant, you take pregnancy vitamins. In midlife, you need a ton of minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, essential fatty acids. So you need more high nutrition foods, okay? So the eating in this phase of life is very simple. It's just people get confused about what's good, what's not. There's some healthy foods that cause weight gain, like, example, bananas and cooked oatmeal, right? Brown rice, lentils, beans, all those things cause the weight gain. But it's not that they're unhealthy. They could just cause a lot of digestive problems and weight gain. And then they can also lead to you not getting enough of the good minerals and vitamins and all that your body needs to bring your body back into better balance. So then you're having the symptoms, the crazy symptoms, because you're not consuming foods that help balance your hormones, right? So that's a big part of it. So it's also saying, okay, well, now that I'm in this phase of life, this is a different phase of life for me. That means I actually am changing. I'm changing on the inside. So not only is my physical body changing, but it's like a transition and phase of change. It's like an adolescence going into adulthood. You don't expect them to act the same, to do the same things. They're going to mature and change. So as we're going into this phase of life, this menopause and beyond, I hate to say the last phase of our life, but it really is. We are changing. So the life we used to live may have to change. Actually, it does, but it does. Or else I believe what happens is if you do not make those changes to a healthier, happier, more vibrant you, one that lives with more joy, saying yes to you, setting up powerful boundaries, that your physical body will tell you and will make you stop, slow down, and take time for you and make some changes in your life. So I believe that a lot of the physical things that happen within our body, the sickness, the breast cancers, the burnt out, the adrenal fatigue, all those things, our body's telling us, excuse me, but you are not making changes in your life that you now need to make. So in midlife, it's not only what we eat that has to change, it's how we be, how we live our life. You can't continue with the same stressed out, crazy, busy life, putting yourself last, putting everybody else first, doing for others, working full time, trying to handle your whole household, and feeling exhausted. That's burning you out. That's depleting your body. That will lead to sickness and illness, right? There's no more waiting. No more waiting. I'll just wait till things quiet down. I'll just wait till I can make changes. Well, you know what's going to happen? Your body's going to tell you. Your body's going to, like, get sick. And it's going to say, this is the time you need to stop right now. And you need to make changes right now. Right? There's way too many women giving up their power, believing that they can't make changes in their life, that they are stuck, that there's nothing they can do, that this is just the way it's got to be. And when you're continually denying your soul, what your soul's telling you, what your body's telling you, what the wisdom of your body is telling you, when you deny that, that's when sickness happens. Because your body's not going to let you deny yourself. Right? And we hear so many stories of people who are come close to retirement or did retire and then they both got sick, or someone got really sick and they weren't able to do all the other things, and yet they never really lived, right? So, our society is really bad because it's like living backwards, right? You work, you raise your kids, you put yourself last, which kind of happens with kids. You raise your kids. Then by the time they're kind of taking their own life, you're working full time, you're trying to take care of everything, you're going through this midlife change, your body's more stressed than normal, you're feeling exhausted, your adrenal glands are burnt out, all these things are going on, and you're fighting it, you're not making changes, you're saying you can't, you feel helpless, you feel powerless, your husband still expects the same things, your kids still expect the same things, that you can't handle those things anymore. Your job still expects you to do the same things, to be the same type of person, to handle all that you used to be able to handle. But you inside are changing and have changed, and that's not going to work for you anymore. But you feel you can't do anything about it, right? This is the seriousness of this. You can, and you must. You must start doing things to change your life before it's too late. So that's why I help women, because it's like, oh my God, I just want to help women know that there is a better way of being, that you can make the healthy changes and the right changes towards health. It will help you lose weight, but also health, wellness, physical and emotional, right? The body, mind, and soul, the body, mind, and spirit, whatever you want to call it. You do need time for yourself. You do need to honor your body and your emotions and yourself, right? The more you deny yourself, the more your body at this phase is going to say, no, I'm not going to let you deny me any longer. Yes, when you were raising your kids, that was part of what you needed to do. Yes, you put them first. Yes, you put others first. And we kept you strong and healthy while you were doing that. But now is your time. Now is your time. And if you don't listen to us, we're going to get loud, loud, loud until you make these changes, right? So that's kind of what happens, is that it's really about saying, whoa. It's a change, because if you're used to your life being one way and your family is used to your life being that way and your spouse is used to you being a certain way, your boss is used to you being a certain way, when you begin to change, you're changing. They're not wanting you to change, and you don't know how to be, because it's so uncomfortable, because you know deep inside that you need to make changes, but you don't know how to make those changes on the outside or within or in your life, because that's going to require you making changes that affect other people as well as yourself. And so many women don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable. So they live in the discomfort. Are you living in complete discomfort, exhaustion, tired, not feeling good, so that you can please others, so that you don't disrupt their lives? That's not the way to live. It's time for you to take care of you and let others take care of themselves. Okay. Anybody have any questions or comments about this? Because this is such an important, even if you're watching the replay, let me know below. And I'm going to be starting two things. What's coming up for me to help women is I'm doing a 6-week midlife reset right now, which is absolutely amazing. Like, oh my God, I think this is my favorite and best program, the 6-week midlife reset, because it really helps you to make the changes, body, mind, and soul, that help support you the best way possible through this midlife and beyond, to feel your best and be your best. So we work on mindset, stress reduction, and the food. Then I'm also going to be doing, for women who have worked with me before in my programs, I want to do a what do you call them? You pay monthly and you're in a group with me, and mastermind. And we work on the food, the mindset, and the stress reduction. And it's like a monthly membership thing, and you're in a group with me, and it's like consistently just being sure that you're doing the best for you. And I do live trainings, we have Zoom calls, and it's just a group of community for women embracing their health and wellness during this phase, helping to make changes, setting boundaries, loving boundaries with people, putting themselves as priority, and learning to navigate this phase of life and beyond, and what that means, making these changes, feeling empowered. So really, the mastermind is going to be called Empowered. It's going from feeling like a victim, feeling like you can't change things, but actually moving into being an empowered woman in this phase of life. And that is so important, because that is what's going to create the wellness for you and the happiness now and as you go through your life. And support of women, like being part of a community where women are supporting each other, is so important, because you often don't have that help, that support in your life, in your really regular physical life, right? Women don't often have that support, and especially what we've gone through in the last year and a half or 2 years, or whatever it is now, with people not seeing each other as much and no one being able to gather. I think that we've just lost this support, this community. So I think women need it more than ever. So that is definitely for people already who've gone through my program, who know what to eat, who got the food part. But of course, it's that constant support, guidance, working on body, mind, and spirit, and staying on track and moving forward, being healthy, happy, and creating a life you love to live. Because you can. Oh my God, it is not hopeless. Right? That's what I've been working on for years and years and years, because there's no other way that I would choose to live, right? And there's not very many people that actually know they have choices and how they get to live, but you do. Okay, any other questions or comments from any of you? Thank you for being live with me. I love that. And if you're watching the replay, let me know you watched the replay. So my 6-week group that I'm doing right now is ending in people have started at different levels, but I'm going to be starting another one in a few weeks, that 6-week midlife reset. And then I will also be doing my mastermind, which will be a month to month. When you first join up, it's 3 months commitment. You pay month to month, and then you can drop out if you want, or stay in, whatever, you just pay month to month. That's how that's going to work. And that's good. Okay, and feel free to invite people to this community, Women Creating Healthy Lives. If you feel this is helpful, make sure to invite your friends. And I also have lots of videos on YouTube at Diana Marchand, so you can watch videos from way back 2011 when I was a raw food chef, and I did a lot of more recipe videos back then. All right. It was wonderful having you here. Have an absolutely amazing evening. You are worthy. You are deserving. You get to have time for you. It's time for you to take time for you. And you can empower other people in your lives to take the best care of them also. But you also get to be the model. You get to go first and take care of yourself, because that's really what it's all about. Each person truly loving their life and being and feeling their best. All right. Have an absolutely amazing night. Bye-bye. Oh,